Welcome to the Real CP Show. I'm your host, CP. And today's topic, free college resources, cash payments in California for illegals or border break illegal immigrants, immigrationist type personnel, etc. But for Black Americans, it's the old game trick of, well, yes, it's the old trick of, well. I want to do a actually quick podcast on this situation. I actually did a podcast the other day relating to the governor Galvin Newsom in California, which he vetoed a bill that was supposed to give priority earned basically mission resources also to Black Americans, right? But he vetoed it, make all kind of excuses. But at the same time, like some other people make excuses for anything dealing with reparations or anything that is already should be earned, that Black Americans have earned the right to get reparations, other resources that Gavin Newsom and some other people make excuses for it. But when it comes down to helping out border break illegal immigrant type personnel, immigrationist type people, et cetera, they find resources, right? And so I did a podcast on that, some other things in that. So, but what I want to do, which I don't really do, I want to go over a specific part of that podcast without too much commentary on this, because I think it's extremely important to go over this. Okay. So let me go ahead and start this. Let me share my screen, show what I'm talking about. But by the way, as you see on this image, let's tell the Negroes we don't have resources specifically for them. Giggle, 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 basically, right? So this is the podcast I did the other day. Just right quick. Make sure you can see this. Make sure you can see this for a second. As you make sure my mute is off. Okay. Make sure you see that. Gavin Newsom continuous anti-Black American tactics, pro-legals, but he wants the Black vote. Yes, like some other people. Vote blue no matter who, regardless, without getting any kind of tangibilities. All right. Some in California and some other various states as well, but relating to this topic in California. So the thing about that is that was the particular show I'm relating to that I did one on, that I want to go to a specific part of that part without too much commentary on that situation. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen. It's not going to be a long show whatsoever, but I think this was extremely important to have a specific show just for this. Now, as you can see on the screen, California provides aid for undocumented immigrants through programs like the California Dream Act for students, Cap I for age, blind, or disabled non-citizens, and Medi-Cal for various health services, especially for children and pregnant individuals, with future changes impacting adult Medi-Cal eligibility. Undocumented, or should we say border break illegal immigrants, workers are also eligible for benefits like paid family leave and disability insurance. Financial and educational aid. California Dream Act application. Undocumented border break illegal immigrant students who meet AB 540 criteria, including attending 3+ years in California, can apply for state and institutional aid, such as grants, scholarships, and community college fee waivers. The California Dream Act application also allows eligible students to pay in-state tuition at public colleges and universities, Cal grants, Students eligible for the Cal Dream Act can apply for straight grants like Cal Grant. But remember, Black Americans, it's we can't find the resources for legal Black Americans, but other people, border break illegal immigrants, immigration personnel, etc., we can find resources for colleges and etc. University and private scholarships. Some University of California, UC, and California State University campuses offer institutional grants, scholarships, and work study programs for undocumented students. Let me read this again. University and private scholarships. Some University of California and California State University campuses offer institutional grants, scholarships, and work study programs for undocumented students. Private scholarships are also available, particularly for those who qualify for that California Dream Act application. But at the same time, they'll tell Black Americans they don't have any kind of resources and things like that. You see how the insultingness of this part of it, right? And they know it's not enough Black Americans to sit there and get tired of this game. So let's continue on this, okay? Disability insurance and paid leave. Undocumented, border break illegal immigrant undocumented workers can apply for these benefits, which provide partial pay during time off for disability or family leave. Social Security number is not required, and this information is kept confidential and does not affect immigration status. Health and food assistance, Medi-Cal, emergency coverage is available to all immigrants, right? Undocumented border breaker, illegal immigrant pawns, the children ages 0 to 18 are eligible for full Medi-Cal coverage. Undocumented children, it means border breaker, illegal immigrant pawn used kids ages 0 to 18 are eligible for full Medi-Cal coverage. And off the 14th Amendment of the Constitution of these various types of border break illegal immigrant type of women, these are the type men, however guardians, however smugglers, you get the point, wherever it is, right? They use these kids as pawns, right? But at the same time, that border break illegal immigrant woman, she's already 8 months pregnant or 7.5 months pregnant, 6 months pregnant. She's already been told 1,000 times they are to regurgitate the same game, come across the border, they speak no English, go to the hospital, go to the clinic, get an interpreter. I can't speak no English, English, stuff like that. They get free pregnancy care. Free pregnancy care. Bam. Had that kid or kids, bam, automatic citizenship off the 14th Amendment of the Constitution that was around 1868 that was supposed specifically for Black Americans. That was supposed to make sure no matter what, whatever number of kids were born in America, especially from Black Americans, that the child or children would be automatic citizenship. Period. But all these other different cultures and backgrounds and immigration, etc., have used part of that 14th Amendment of the Constitution. God, leave this game was tight. As what I just said a second ago, pregnant and postpartum individuals can receive prenatal and pregnancy-related coverage. As of January 1st, 2026, adults who lack satisfactory immigration status will no longer be able to enroll in full, watch the language, full Medi-Cal, though those currently enrolled can keep their coverage. You see the game, right? Watch the games. The insultingness. CalFresh, parents of U.S. citizens. They didn't say the parents were legal. See the game. See that? Or the infantile tactic games. Parents of U.S. citizen children can apply for CalFresh food assistance on behalf of their children without providing their own immigration status. Women, infant, and children, undocumented immigrants, border break legal immigrants are eligible for the WIC program. Cash assistance programs for immigrants. But they can't find no resources for Black Americans in California and various other states. But this is specifically to my California, since this topic is related to California. This state-funded means taxpayer program provides monthly cash benefits to aged, blind, or disabled non-citizens who are ineligible for SSI/SSP solely due to their immigration status. To apply, contact your local county social services online. But at the same time, they tell Black Americans that they can't find no resources for Black Americans. And I'm like this. These little silly tactics. It's an insult to millions of American Blacks. It's an insult on this situation. I'm like this. They got some super nerve of how they're insulting millions of Black Americans, with small exceptions that do know the game. And they're like, why don't more Black Americans see through these games? Right? This is embarrassing. But at the same time, old Galvin Psyche Newsom vetoed a bill that was supposed to be specifically to give, which is earned, priority access resource for Black Americans in California. But he did the psych. Well, I mean, we really can't be doing that. But colleges themselves can kind of look at certain things, even though it was struck down to not be able to use race situations, even though how many other cultures have used race and stuff like that to sit there and put themselves in colleges and stuff like that. And this system has used various types of Black skin version type non-American Blacks, and what applies to ones that play people of color, marginalized communities of color, underserved communities of color, minority. You get the point. How many people have used those things? Numbers of L-ness, G-ness, B-ness, Q-ness. You get the point. However, personnel have utilized all these different programs, etc., to get in these colleges for free or pseudo-free or whatever it is, resources, etc. But when specifically for Black Americans, related to colleges and free college resources, priority admission, etc., in California, well, I mean, we can't find no resources. Again, I'm like this. Golly. Right? The last thing I want to sit there and show, just to reiterate about the cash payment part of it, right? Just in case. Let me just bring it all right on home with this one. Cash assistance programs for immigrants. CAP-I is a 100% state-funded taxpayer program designed to provide monthly cash benefits to aged, blind, and disabled non-citizens who are ineligible for supplemental security income / state supplementary payment solely due to the immigration status. The Welfare Reform Act of 1996 eliminated SSI / SSP eligibility for most, they ain't say all, for most non-citizens. Why are even, and that's not saying what is most. That can be 52%. That can be 52% that's still eligible for those cash assistance, right? Watch the game. As a result, most immigrants who were not receiving SSI / SSP in August 1996 are no longer eligible for SSI / SSP. The amount of CAP-I benefits is equivalent to the amount of I'm going all in. You get the point on this. CAP-I recipients may be eligible for Medi-Cal, CalFresh, and in-home supportive services, but they must file for each benefit separately. There is no automatic eligibility link between CAP-I and these other programs. Finishing up, an individual may be eligible for CAP-I if they meet all the following conditions: are a non-citizen and meet the immigration status in effect for SSI/SSP as of 8/21/96, are 65 or over, blind or disabled, are ineligible for SSI/SSP solely due to immigration status. This means they must either apply for SSI/SSP and have a notice of denial based on their immigration status alone, or submit other proof of ineligibility from the Social Security Administration. Must reside in California. Their income must be less than CAP-I standards, as if they're gonna tell the truth about their what they're receiving or not receiving. Games. Again, their income must be less than CAP-I standards. Their resources must be below the allowable limits of $2,000 for individual or $3,000 for a couple. They must successfully complete the application process. Lastly, exclamation point. Notice, applicants or recipients who were applying for the indigent or indigence exception, means extreme poverty exception for CAP-I, but were denied because of a sponsor did not provide income and research information on the SOC 860, may now be eligible due to the reversal in policy in all county letters. You get the point. Please contact your county staff for more information. What an insult. What an insult. But at the same time, they tell Black Americans, various parts of California, they have no resources to give Black Americans reparations. The insulting part of that. But at the same time, as anything else, when you hear numbers of immigration personnel, things happening toward them, border break illegal immigrants, it's like, oh my goodness, like the Trumpism situation. Oh my goodness, where are the Black Americans at? Where are the Black Americans at to help us out? But then you say, hey, where y'all been at all this time? First of all, you're not even legal, and you're not even a damn citizen in America. But you wanted Black Americans to help border break illegal immigrants out, help out immigration personnel, right? And the ones that became naturalized through however situations, wherever it is. I'm not talking about numbers good ones, right? Those are going to be very small because the system makes sure to vex who they're allowed to be naturalized in America. People, right? And it's only to sit there again, let me phrase this, many times the system is utilizing various people to push out Black Americans in various positions and things like that. Oh, it's happening now, people. But when you ask them, hey, what are you going to do for Black Americans who most of you won't even be in America, or allowed opportunities, right? That you're being used to benefit yourselves over Black Americans who set the foundation up for you to be over here. A lot of them. What are you going to do to sit there and show gratitude to the Black Americans like that? This is what they do. I guess it froze up. Give me a second. Sometimes I think it's intentional because the system does not like anything dealing with reality information whatsoever. But this is what they do. Exit station left. What do they do? Exit station left. They disappear real fast, right? And the sad part about it is that there are numbers of millions of Black Americans, with small exceptions, that don't even realize that millions of Black Americans are being used by so many different groups, numbers of border break illegal immigrants, and numbers of immigration personnel, people sliding under the minority, generic minority card, sliding under people of color, sliding under BIPOC, which is Black, Indigenous people of color. With Black only, that's very generically. Who does that mean? That means generically. That means someone can have the skin of Black American that is robbed over in America, what, 2 months ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? That's very generically, right? See how that game goes. Again, I'm not talking about some of the good ones. Those are very small because the system is not going to allow truly good ones to come over to America who is going to be allies with the Black Americans, right? But the point in how numbers, illness, genus, Venus, Qness, Q plus, et cetera, the list goes on because there's good ones and there's bad ones, right? But the ones who know they have an extremely strong anti-American Black hatred, right? And they keep bringing up, oh, people don't like illness, genus, Venus, Qness, you get the point, right? But at the same time, how many of them have a disdainment for Black Americans? And how many of them have used numbers of Black illness, genus, Venus, Qness, Q? Unfortunately, that some of them have some naiveness and don't understand that they're being used themselves by various types of non-Black ones, the ones it applies to. So these many different people in groups and backgrounds and genders and etc. Imagine that this particular crowd you see is a representation of millions of American Blacks, and this big old giant snapping turtle is a representation of the various groups and background, the ones it applies to, that went over, etc. How they sit there and talk to Black Americans and say, hey, hey, we're like you. This is what they be doing. This is what they do then when Black Americans get too close, right? And don't even see what's going on. Woo! What'll they do? Yes. This is what they do to millions of Black Americans every day. Yes. With very small exceptions of Black Americans who know the game. I thank you for tuning in to the Real CP Show. Today is November the 16th, 2020.